Hey guys, I wanted to show you a trick I just learned that would have helped me earlier, but I couldn't find any help on YouTube about it, and I was hoping that someone knew, but it just took me to come out and figure it out. So, how to break a wheel hub locking bearing that's on the drive shaft with the tire off the ground. I know the best method is to actually have the tire on the ground and have the wheels chucked out and go ahead and use a breaker bar and get that locking nut off of there. But let's say you're in a junkyard or something, or your car is already up in the air and you figure you want to get that locking nut off. This car is scheduled for an automatic to manual transmission conversion, so I'm going to have to remove both of these locking nuts anyway. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because I have another car, and the other car had an accident and it wound up bending up all the control arm for the rack and pinion, and strangely enough the hub actually bent. The hub bent in on an angle. So let's get right to it. The things I'm going to use are a 1/2-inch breaker bar, large one with a swivel, 30mm socket with a small extension. This is roughly 3-inch extension. And here's the trick here. Make sure you keep your disc brake on, and then you actually put the lugs back in. That locking screw really doesn't make a difference because that's not going to do much. But the lugs actually make a difference. So around the outside of your disc are little channels, and the channels have little areas that you can plug into. So with the caliper still on and the caliper arm here, you find a spot in between the two. It's roughly in here, and this is where the flathead screwdriver comes out, and that'll lock the hub assembly. So the next thing I do is I grab the 30mm with its extension, lock it on. I'll put it here and tighten it down so that it's ready to go, and then I go ahead and put an extension on the breaker bar and make sure I hold it solid and start. And there she goes. That was pretty good. The other side was a little tighter, but still went just as easily. You may be concerned about the thickness of the screwdriver that you put in there. Really, as long as it's a solid piece of metal, the differential between the caliper and the disc are so tight that it really doesn't have enough space to shear it. You would have to apply a lot of force in order to shear that screwdriver, or even to dent it. So that did that, and now that I have it loosened, I'm going to take my impact and the same setup. And this is kind of loud. Go ahead and twist it right up, and there she goes. So that's that. And then I would, of course, when I'm done, I'm going to have to get everything realigned. So with that in mind, I have to take loose the ball joint, take loose the rack and pinion arm, and take loose the strut mount at the top, and this should all come right out. Of course, I take the caliper off as well. This is in order to do just a simple conversion from automatic to manual. I don't have to take the actual housing off. I don't have to take this the rack mount off. I just need to move it out of the way so that I can get the drive shaft out and drop the transmission and put the other one in. On the other car I'm doing over here, I'm going to give you a quick look. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I'm going to give you a quick look. On the other car I'm doing here, this is my wife's car. She had an accident, and the main impact actually happened here. I've already replaced the rack arm. It was bent in a U, and I was concerned that some other things were bad, and sure enough, the strut mount was bent, and something's going on with this with the end here. The bearing is fine. Bearing's fine, but it's bent on an angle, and it's all pushing up on an angle. So I'm headed out to the subaco, or the boneyard, or the junkyard, whichever you call it, and I'm going to get one of those. And I think my daughter has on her 2003, she has a bad bearing set. So I think what I'm going to do on that one is I'm just going to get her the driver's side. So I need the driver's side and passenger side. Headed off to the junkyard. Hope that helps someone out. And TDI Love from Chicago. I'm out.